Hello there. It's not just Boris under pressure now that the new PartyGate images have emerged. Every microphone in your vicinity is a live microphone, and every mobile device is an electronic news gathering device with a hostile film and sound crew operating it. Every politician in the land must be aware of that by now. So as new images of Boris Johnson surrounded by bottles, glass in hand during a lockdown emerge, of course the political knives will be drawn against him. Especially when it can be used to push Keir Starmer and the Beergate story out of our minds and the press for a while. Or maybe there's something else that this news is burying. I'll have to go and see what I can find out. And Boris once again lurches from being an endangered Prime Minister to being a safe one, back to being at risk. With the Mail saying, the PM is again fighting for his political life after visual evidence of lockdown breaches in Downing Street started to emerge, with more expected in Sue Gray's full report as early as tomorrow. It might even be later today. Boris is seeing support melt away again and calls for his resignation, while those that glumly shelved their leadership campaigns a couple of days ago will be gleefully dusting them off again. And the London Mayor has waded in and applied pressure against the Met, and as I understand it, Joe Lyon-Morham of the Good Law Project might be about to take the Met to court over their PartyGate investigation failings. It's all kicking off again. But Boris, Rishi Sunak and Keir Starmer aren't the only ones under fire. President Fernandez of Argentina and his First Lady have both been fined for breaking their country's stiff pandemic rules, because the president said they had been caught up in the pandemic management maelstrom, reports The Times. They had held a birthday dinner party for her with loads of guests, and guess what? Pictures unsurprisingly emerged. They agreed to pay the equivalent of the combined 3 million peso fine, worth about 20,000 quid, into a vaccine charity as long as the charges were dropped, and the judge accepted their proposal. And I wonder how many other wealthy and powerful people across the planet have been doing exactly the same. The message is that the great and good have been indulging themselves while using fear porn to keep the rest of us under control. Just look back at the G20, the G7 and that climate change conference in Glasgow, and then ask yourself, why weren't these people living in abject fear and isolation like they tried to force on the rest of us, successfully for the most part? Had they been really afraid, the rich and powerful would have been living in air-purified bunkers and not seeing anyone. Instead, they were out there, mingling, potentially doing the equivalent of the traditional measles party, but with COVID. Even those that said they caught COVID and suffered badly from it. Think Bojo. And that's what we should be concentrating on, the truth behind the whole pandemic and who profited, not this bread and circuses.